I had always heard about the allure of a road trip, the freedom of the open road stretching out before you, promising adventure and discovery. But as I embarked on my winter excursion through the desolate countryside, little did I know that my journey would transform into a harrowing nightmare that would haunt my dreams forever. It was the dead of winter, and the biting cold gnawed at my bones as I navigated my way through the treacherous, snow-covered roads. The desolation was palpable, with only the occasional barren tree or abandoned farmhouse breaking the monotony of the wintry landscape. The world outside my car was a frozen abyss, as if nature itself had conspired against me. With each passing mile, the snowfall grew heavier, reducing visibility to mere feet. The world became a blur of swirling white, and I felt a growing sense of unease. It was as if an unseen presence lurked beyond the veil of snow, watching, waiting. Suddenly, a loud crack echoed through the silence, jolting me from my thoughts. My heart skipped a beat as I glanced in the rearview mirror, catching sight of a pair of glowing, malevolent eyes piercing through the darkness. The realization hit me like a sledgehammer. The monster was real, and it was following me. My foot pressed harder on the accelerator, but the car struggled against the deepening snow. Panic surged through my veins as the monstrous creature closed in, its grotesque form emerging from the blizzard. Towering above the trees, its massive frame was covered in matted, dirty fur. Its elongated limbs ended in razor-sharp claws, ready to tear me apart. Frantic, I swerved left and right, desperately trying to elude the monster's pursuit. But it was relentless, undeterred by the treacherous conditions. With every passing moment, it drew nearer, its malicious intent evident in its bloodthirsty gaze. As the road curved ahead, I saw a faint light in the distance, a small, dilapidated cabin nestled among the trees. I knew I had to reach it, my only hope of finding refuge from the clutches of the beast. Adrenaline coursed through my veins as I fought against the elements, each breath coming in ragged gasps. Finally, I skidded to a stop in front of the cabin, the monster hot on my heels. I flung open the door and stumbled inside, slamming it shut just as the creature lunged, its claws scraping against the wood. The cabin's interior was as chilling as the storm outside, with faded wallpaper peeling from the walls and a musty smell permeating the air. The howling wind rattled the windows, but I felt a fleeting sense of relief, believing I had found temporary sanctuary. But as I turned to assess my surroundings, I noticed a trail of blood leading from the bedroom. Dread settled over me like a shroud as I followed the macabre path, my heart pounding in my chest. The bedroom door creaked open, revealing a horrifying sight. The room was drenched in crimson, and the torn remains of what was once a human lay strewn across the floor. Panic welled within me as I realized that the monster's insatiable hunger had found a new victim. The sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the cabin, growing louder and closer. I was trapped, ensnared in the clutches of a bloodthirsty monster that showed no mercy. My only option was to fight, to summon every ounce of courage I possessed. Armed with a makeshift weapon, I prepared to face the creature head-on. The door burst open, and I locked eyes with the beast that had haunted me for miles. Its snarls filled the room, its putrid breath assaulting my senses. In a flurry of adrenaline-fueled desperation, I swung my weapon, striking the creature with all my might. The blow landed true, and for a moment, victory seemed within reach. But the monster was not so easily vanquished. It retaliated, its claws ripping through my flesh, and I felt the searing pain of its relentless assault. But even as darkness closed in around me, I fought on, summoning a strength I never knew I possessed. With one final, desperate strike, I severed the monster's head from its grotesque body, its lifeless form collapsing to the floor. As the adrenaline subsided, pain and exhaustion overwhelmed me. I had survived, but at a cost. I knew that the horror I had faced would forever be etched into my psyche, a chilling reminder of the fragility of life and the monsters that lurked in the shadows. And so, as I left the desolate cabin, the snow continued to fall, burying the secrets of that fateful road trip beneath a pristine white blanket. The memory of that night would forever haunt me, a chilling reminder of the darkness that exists beyond the safety of our everyday lives. So, dear reader, as you embark on your own road trips through the wintry countryside, beware the howling winds and the creatures that lurk within the blizzard. For once the sun sets and the world turns cold, you may find yourself facing a terror beyond your worst nightmares. A snowbound monster hungry for blood and consumed by malevolence.